a video just for people to see me.
Yeah,
and then
sure.
remove as we talk.
Okay. Welcome to today's session. We are going to be talking about social entrepreneurship and volunteer skills among the youth. And today we have a social entrepreneur, that's Albert Nashon. He's the head and founder of Slum Code, which is actually a youth an organization dealing with young people in Nairobi. And he's going to tell us a little bit more about what he's doing. Please feel free to type in your questions on our Facebook comment section so that we can be able to respond to them. Karibu, Albert. Please give us just a little bit about who you are, where are you coming from, and how did you found SlumCode? Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much, Terry. I think if you can't still hear me well, I'm going to do away with the video now. Is that okay? All right, great. So thank you so much for having me on the platform. Ladies and gentlemen who are listening from the entire place, thank you so much. My name is Albert Nashon, and I'm a social entrepreneur based in Nairobi, Kenya. I founded the Slum Code Group back in the year 2006 with the primary objective of helping young people realize their unique purpose and potential at the earliest possible age. Because we realize that young people coming from the low-income regions missed out on a lot of opportunities, and particularly things to do with very good mentorship for career progression, for talent identification, and just how to know how they can be able to base themselves for a successful future. And so we decided that we're going to set up the Slum Code Center and see what sort of potential and resources we could bring to the mashinani. Rather than letting people leave the mashinani, we are like, it's okay if we can bring people down here so that as many people can achieve their objectives by learning, networking, and being exposed at a very early age. Because we realize that without realizing your purpose, then it's very hard to determine your personality and how you really establish your future. So Slum Code has been working in Huruma since the year 2006. We did that until 2015 when we moved on to the current location. So we are currently setting up what we call the SLIC Lab, the Slum Code Innovations and Creatives Hub that is based in Tena. And this is an easily accessible, safe space where young people can come in day and the evening to just connect, get technology, access to computers, get mentorship, meet with partners and stuff like that. So thank you so much.
Now, just looking at the word Slum Code, and now you brought in another aspect, the SLIC, is it SLIC Club? Could you, SLIC, that's SSL?
SLIC Lab.
Okay, SLIC Lab. So you brought into aspect, there's the Slum Code aspect, and now there's this SLIC Lab that you're forming. So how did you, what actually is Slum Code? How did you come up with that word? What does it actually mean when people are talking about, when you as the vision bearer are talking about Slum Code, what does it really bring to you, and what kind of reflection do you give to the people who actually are part of Slum Code? What vision do they carry when they mention this word Slum Code, and now there's this SLIC lab that you've started?
All right, yeah, so thank you for another great question. So again, like we say, when you hear the word Slum Code, everybody would go straight into two things. Number one would be slums, and number two would be coding. And many people always ask me whether we teach coding in the slums. Give and take, that would be one of our aspects, but the key driving factor was more of an experiential decoding. You know, we wanted young people from the low-income regions to find a way of finding out things about them, decoding things about their lives, you know, and basically searching in the hope to discover many things about them. So that was one reason that motivated the code aspect. You know, a code is something that is you demystify. Number two, the CODE stood for community development. And number three, again, when you pronounce code, you could look at something that holds things together. So we are looking at demystifying our lives in the slums. We are looking at community development. and we are looking at code, you know, in terms of just something, a code that holds us together. So all this sort of like approach really to us gave us a moral standing and a premise to which Slum Code was based on. So over the years, as our vision has been to set up an easily accessible, safe space, we ended up doing the biggest and the best stocked library in Huruma. That was in the year 2012 all the way to 2014, with our partners from the US who mobilized a whole container of books. So young people kept on coming there to study, to connect, and to literally uplift themselves through the sort of like motivation series that we had. And so the success to that is that the current hub leader at the Slick Club, which I'm going to talk about, is actually a young person who used to come and study at the Slum Code Library. So you can see how leadership, entrepreneurship, and education can transform the life of young people. So coming very fast to the Slick Club, the Slum Code Group is the enterprise. This is the social enterprise, sort of like the mother company. But then now the Slum Code Group is setting up the Slum Code Innovations and Creatives Hub, which is now using the synonyms Slick Club. Just a short word to say the Slum Code Hub. So that is how slick we are, and that is where the entire goodness of the whole program is going on. So in Tena Estate now, we just call it simply the Slick Club. And the Slick Club is formed out of the programs that we are doing, because it is running on a 6-model approach of programs. So we have a co-working space, we have an eatery, we have an art room, we are setting up a computer library, and we also have arts. So all this, we have brands that run with them. And the 6 brands are Vioslam, Code Space, Slum Cafe, YFed, we have Kituo, and then we have Slum Media. So those are things that are all on our website, and people can find them there. Thank you, Terry.
Okay, just mentioning about your website, I think you'll be able to share with us where we can find you and people who can support you, because I understand that your group is more of support. You rely on the community to actually, grow the impact you have on the youth. Talking about impact, how many youths have you worked with so far since you started? If you're talking about Huruma also, are you just focusing on Huruma? How do you enroll the youth into your programs? Are they just limited to the area, the community where you're working in? Because you mentioned about community, meaning it's the people around you. So what extent can you stretch, in short, when you're talking about Slum Code?
All right, great. So Slum Code literally started in the year 2006, as I mentioned. And one of our biggest program or activity, which I think is where I also got connected with you back then, is what we call the Grand Slum Fest. So we started organizing the Grand Slum Fest as an annual thematic event that mobilizes young people, young entrepreneurs, and corporates and different companies to showcase their talent out there in the slums. And so having done Slumfest 1, 2, 3, all the way to Slumfest 8, these were annual events that used to bring close to 1,000 young people at every given event. And so looking at the impact, we've worked with, I think, well over about, over the years, the lives that we have touched like directly could be about 3,000 to 4,000 people, whom we can say we worked with one-on-one and directly. Indirectly, even more. So we've had people who have attended events, from models to artists to other social entrepreneurs, activists, and people who are doing different things. So over the years, we've really helped a lot of young people to get into programs like the Mandela Washington Fellowship, the yearly program. We've gotten about 5 young people in there. We were lucky to have Simoto Zainabu be admitted into Mandela Washington in the year 2015. We've had we've had literally a lot of people get jobs, get scholarships. In 2014, we were lucky through the Slumfest to get a young lady to get a full scholarship for the Strathmore Law School, just because she had an A and she was needy. And so through our partners like Dr. Louis Franceschi, who used to be the former what do we call it, Dean of Law at Strathmore Law School. So it's been amazing just connecting young people to companies, to executives, to different leaders in the society who have been able to touch their lives and make them even grow their own organizations. And so empowering young people from the ground up is the very key thing that we really appreciate.
Yeah, thank you so much, Albert. I'm learning a lot today. I know I've been involved in Slum Code activities, but today it's like a refresher course for me, knowing Slum
I
Code.
know.
And just when you mentioned one of the services, one of the pillars that you have has the name titled Kituo. You know, for me, when I hear about Kituo, it takes me back to a lot of things. What exactly does Kituo do? I've picked it out of the pillars that you have.
I am so glad that Kituo is unique. So like I said, yeah, the Slum Code model is running on 6 programs. So one of those, they're basically brand names that we have created for our Slum Code Hub. So Kituo is just one of the 6. And what does Kituo do? It is basically, Kituo is basically our hospitality program, to shock on you. You know, the hospitality program, because of the model of the Slum Code Hub, takes care of events planning when we have guests, issues of accommodation, catering, you know, meeting organization and setting up. Because what we are doing at the hub, the next programs that we have, including Code Space, is basically our ICT lab. And then we have Vioslam, which is the boardroom and secretarial services. So you can hire the space and ask to be given either food or drinks, you know, in terms of soft drinks and a meeting setup. So Kituo literally manages and organizes that entire process within the Sleek Club, because people can come and hire the place for a day, for half an hour, for an hour. They want a boardroom meeting, they want audiovisual equipment set up and stuff like that. So Kituo takes care of the hospitality, to be precise.
Okay. We have Albert Nashon today speaking to us about social entrepreneurship. And he's the CEO and founder of Slum Code, which basically works with young people in a community-wide setup. They started off in Huruma and they're now in Tena Estate. And currently they are trying to raise funds just to impact on more youths and also try to, reach out to more youths, as well as set up a center of excellence for the young people. So when you're talking about the community, as I asked before, how far can you stretch? If, say, there's a community of young people in Western Kenya or in Central Kenya who require your services, how can you reach out to them?
All right, that's another amazing process for growth, even for the Slum Code Hub. And for us, based on the idea that the world is becoming flat, you know, the world is becoming flat and a lot of things are happening. So for us, it is very possible to be able to say that we have worked with young people from as far as Kawangware, you know, other estates within Nairobi, and we've been able to do quite a lot. And so what's happening is, in different ways, we continue to build up on our different programs. And we've worked with young people from us.
Hello, Albert.
And we are able to work with young people. Yes.
Yeah,
hello?
So we lost you for a few seconds. Yes, now we can hear you. Please continue.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. All right. So you can hear me well now?
Yes, please proceed.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to get my track back. Yeah. So like I was saying, that at various levels, we've been able to work with young people who engage with us from as far as the different corners of the world. Kakuma, Siaya, we've done things with people all over the place. So what happens is, as Slum Code, we work more on connections and partnerships and collaborations. So if somebody finds a project or a program that they think works for them, then we are able to organize either visits or virtual meetings, or even a collaborative effort to go and partner in a program. because over the last years, like now when I talked about 15 years, over the last number of years, we've connected with different people who are in different programs. Some want mentorship. Some want to be part of maybe a project that we're doing. You know, it could be ICT, it could be event planning related. So we'll definitely organize our team to come where other people are as we continue to build partnerships, because our mantra or our premise of operation is that there's no need of coming to duplicate what other people are doing. So we prefer to collaborate and cooperate with people who are already on the ground. So if you're in Homa Bay and you're doing something and you feel there's a part that Slum Code can play, we simply look at a partnership model and we see how to work that. So this has enabled us to literally go not just nationally, but globally in terms of partnerships. Yeah, I think it's the way to go, because everybody knows their hoods. People know their environments better, so we can only go in and supplement. So we can work literally in the entire place. Thank you, Terry.
Yeah, talking about partnerships, I don't know if you have anything to talk about when it comes to youth entrepreneurship. So I don't know if you have anything to talk about when it comes to youth entrepreneurship and youth enterprise funds, just basically the, you know, the what
She's frozen.
Hello.
She's frozen.
that you can share to the young people, especially when it comes to you know, to the access of funds, to the access of services from the ministry, especially when it comes to the youth forums.
Okay. Yeah, thank you again for that. Ideally, for me, I believe that opportunities are infinite. And in particular, right now, when we are talking about governments that are very proactive with the young people, knowing that even the current government has had in cabinet administrative secretaries who are well below 35 years of age, you know, that's amazing to have the likes of Joe Musheru as the CS for ICT and all these people who are coming on board. I believe they've been very youth friendly and youth responsive, you know. And so one thing that I can tell young people is it is up to us to transform our mentalities, how young people think, the sort of like cliche that young people have passed through over the years, so that we can learn to separate personal progress, communal development, and matters politics. You know, unfortunately, I would say for Kenya, politics always ranks very high in literally everything. But we as the young people have a force and a role that we can play to transform this. When we do that, we have different like semi-autonomous government agencies. And the best is we have the Youth Fund, we have NGAF, you know, we have women empowerment funds, and all those sort of like collection of projects that can work. So Youth Fund particularly is one organization we are currently working with, and I'm so delighted to say that they've picked up the Slum Code Hub as one of their key areas that they are going to be partnered with in the east side of Nairobi. So we are currently working out on the logistics, but we are going to be running innovations, hackathons, and different kinds of programs. So to the young people out there, what people just simply need to do is have an entrepreneurial mindset. When you have an idea, the idea should be able to attract you to different possibilities. The people you meet, the places you go, and the vision that you have can easily lead you to different people. Even if you're on social media, so many young people use social media for what I would call nonsensical, you know, approaches. But what sort of branding do you have on social media together with the business that you want to do? So it is very possible to capitalize and leverage on the funds that exist, take funds, set up a business, collaborate and cooperate with people, and growth is exponential. It is very easy for young people to grow, either as individual entrepreneurs or as a collective group. All those possibilities are there, and we are happy to be collaborating with different agencies and partners on over the place.
Yeah. Thank you. You brought in another aspect about youth, and especially when you're talking about social media. And I just remembered the story that was trending about a week ago about these young people who went and disappeared for a few, weeks, causing a lot of concern among the adult community. What would you say in terms of having such communities, like having the Sleep Hub, having the Slum Code Hub in various communities? What would you encourage, especially the adults, to do, especially in your community? Like for you, you have the Slum Code Hub or the Sleep Hub. What's the cut-off age? What age group age set of, or rather age group of youths do you work with, so that we can ensure that our young people are always busy and they have something to do? Because most of them were saying they were bored to stay at home. What can you say about creating these hubs in the community, at community level?
Thank you again for that. One thing that is very key, particularly to the young people, is that the world is literally in their hands. You have it all at your fingertips. And one thing that I know that is for sure beneficial is how you leverage on opportunities. Because remember, as they say, poverty is about passing over opportunities repeatedly. And so young people they're lucky. I remember when I was growing up, things like digital devices were so hard to come by. And I would make you laugh when I remind you that there used to be a cyber cafe at Kenya Cinema called Lazard's. If you are of my age, you should remember this. And going to that cyber cafe could cost you 10 shillings a minute to browse. And so I remember I bought what I call a diskette. Maybe some young people don't even know what a diskette is today. When you get a floppy disk, you go into a cyber cafe, and the best thing you can do, because you only have 50 bob to spend, you only have 50 bob to spend. So that is 5 minutes on a cyber cafe. So I put in my floppy disk, download everything that I want very quick, then I go back to my computer at the house to read. So today, that is not the case. There's a lot of opportunities for young people. So what I would basically advise young people is be on social media with a purpose. And this is part of what we teach and train at Slum Code. How do you do your personal branding online? How much time do you spend online, and for what purpose? Who do you attract online, and how do you engage with them? There is so much that we teach young people to be able to do, because everybody can go online, but hey, not everybody can benefit. You can go on from YouTube to Instagram to Twitter to all those things, and you find you've spent 3, 4, 5, or 6 hours online. But then when you ask yourself, what have I achieved? What have I benefited? You find nothing. So I just need to also tell young people that go online with a plan. Don't just be online for the sake of being online. Some of these people we watch, whom we are happy about, that they have so much in terms of likes, views, and all that. They are all making money, So are you making money by following this kind of people? And even if you have to follow them, for what purpose are you doing it? Are you training yourself? Are you accessing online resources? So for young people, it is possible to benefit online. Just have a plan and know why you are online, and the resources are immense to change your life. Terry?
Yeah. So now, as we wind up, and our viewers, you're free to type in questions, and of course, we'll share the link to Albert's website, which you can contact them after. You can visit their Sleek Hub, and where they are situated in Tena Estate, just to get to learn. They are open to visitors, and they are open to people who come and share their experiences as well with these young people. So as we wind up, what are the challenges you've had, especially being a social entrepreneur? Social entrepreneurship in Kenya is, let me call it, fairly new. So people have not really understood it. And can you please explain to the audience what exactly is social entrepreneurship, and also what are the challenges you've had, especially along this journey?
Wow, yeah, that's a very interesting topic. So social entrepreneurship, as you get it, is basically in the middle of community service and company management or business development. So as a social entrepreneur, basically you work in the community, and what you do is look for resources and opportunities within the community, so that you are not literally making profits, but you are looking at how to work together with different stakeholders in the community. This could be schools, it could be churches, it could be on environmental issues, it could be supermarkets. So we literally blend in with the society, but to sustain yourself, whereby you could create programs that the different stakeholders within the community, including the participants, pay something very little to be able to support, to partner, and to leverage on. So social entrepreneurship is basically about making some little money and going back to the community and working to serve, to make an impact in your community. This could be issues of child protection, there could be environmental, there could be legal issues to do with family setups, a lot of stuff that are happening in the community. And that's what social enterprise is all about. So again, as usual, this comes in with its own challenges. And the challenge number one would be, again, funding. Funding ranks high. You know, to sustain some programs needs a steady flow of income at some point. So you cannot guarantee a steady flow of services if there's no steady flow of income, I mean. So that would be number one. But the good thing about that is we are constantly innovating. We are constantly finding other social entrepreneurs who want to work with us and help us to benefit from different opportunities. We've had Strathmore give us computers and furniture. We've had another group, decide that they're going to set up our lab for us. We've got different projects that we've engaged. Like currently we are doing 2 projects. I'll talk about them very fast. One is climbing the Mount Kilimanjaro for March to Greatness. And another one, we are calling it the Green Hub model. So within the Green Hub model, everybody decides to adopt a small space within the Slum Code Hub and give us a monthly donation. It could be $10, $20, $50. And the young people at the Slum Code Hub maintain the garden on your behalf, and they get a small stipend, and also we use that to support. So challenges are many, but for us, every challenge is an opportunity for an innovation, and that's why we exist. Thank you.
I like that last statement you've used, that every challenge is an opportunity for innovation. So that's something maybe that our viewers can take home, that you can turn any challenge into an opportunity through thinking about, and especially creatively. We always say engage your creative mind when challenges arise, so that you can be able to, just get through it and also make something out of it. And as we wind up now, Albert, what's your key take home for the young people, especially when the young people that you work with, the young people across Africa, the young people across the world? What can you tell them this morning?
Oh, great. So what I can finish up as a take home for the young people is that everything you want to do is within your reach. Simply develop an idea, know your purpose, connect it with passion, and there is nothing you cannot achieve. Because all that we do, all that everybody else has ever done, is a human being who has achieved that. They simply knew the trajectory and the takeoff speed and where they wanted to go. So if you don't have a life mantra, this is the time to develop it. Mine, over the last 5 years, has been based on the top of Africa. And this is what I keep on saying, that we may all not climb mountains, but we all can help someone else climb and conquer mountains in their lives. And that is the basic premise of why we are climbing Mount Kilimanjaro next year, October, where everybody can come on board. We raise funds by raising $1 for every meter of the Kilimanjaro. So if you want a challenge to see how to raise $6,000 in 11 months, the March to Greatness campaign is what awaits you. So again, thank you so much. I know the links will be shared there, and we will be able to help young people realize their potential, grow as individuals, and do some amazing stuff.
Yeah, please share, as we finish also, please share your website. I know it has been typed. So you can visit www.slumcode.org. Is that right, Albert?
Yes, www.slumcode.org, and then March to Greatness, MARCH, and then the number 2, and then greatness.com. So those 2 are our websites, and anybody can visit and talk to us.
Okay, so you've heard it from Albert. You can visit their website, www.slumcode.org, to learn about their activities. And also visit if you would like Mount Kilimanjaro, that's next year in October. We are saying for every meter of the mountain, you raise $1 towards their project. So you can raise about $6,000 because you're talking about 6,000 meters above sea level. So you can visit www.marchtogreatness.com, and March to Greatness is MARCH 2 then greatness.com. So please feel free to contact also Titans Coaching and Mentorship page for more information. And also you can like the page, and also like the Slum Code page on Facebook and Instagram. I believe you're also on Twitter, so that they can follow your activities and know what to do. Thank you so much for this morning, and we thank you and welcome you to the next session next week. We'll have interesting guests who will help the youth to grow and to develop their creative space and mind. Thank you, and have a good morning and good weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure to be hosted by Titans Coaching, and that is definitely the direction to go. You do amazing things every Saturday morning. Thank you. Say hi to the family and the entire community. We are looking forward to partnering to do a bigger impact. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Albert. Have a safe drive. Thank you.
All right.